Anyone awake? I know it's late, but I don't know what to do when I need to talk or vent. Or maybe someone can save me, I don't know. This thing I'm about to tell you is the strangest thing that's ever happened in my life, and maybe the last. For a while now, maybe months, I've had a very strange feeling. A feeling I can't exactly describe. Like this body of mine isn't quite as solid as it's supposed to be. Like it has a certain percentage of fluidity to it, like thin air. Sometimes I feel that if I concentrate hard enough, if I really believe in this idea, I could pass through things. Yes, just like I'm telling you, pass through walls, for example. Of course, the first time this idea entered my head, I told myself I was crazy. What is this nonsense? Cheap sci-fi movie stuff. But the feeling wouldn't go away. On the contrary, it grew stronger. I started noticing small things. Once I was walking in the dark apartment at night and bumped into the edge of the table. I was sure my leg would be sprained, but I felt as if my leg passed inside the wood for a fraction of a second before I actually hit it and felt pain. Another time, I was leaning on the wall while lost in thought, and I felt as if my fingers sank just a tiny bit into the paint, like it was soft putty. Simple things, and maybe hallucinations, of course, but they kept happening. This feeling started to dominate me. I began spending hours staring at the wall in front of me in my room, thinking about its composition, about the atoms and the spaces between them, and thinking about my own body, about my atoms too. Is it really possible for these spaces to align? Is it possible that willpower, or a deep belief in something, can change the laws of physics? It sounds crazy, I know, by God, but I feel it. It's not just an idea. It's a sensation in every cell of my body. I started doing small, silly experiments, bringing my hand very close to the wall and concentrating, trying to push with this feeling. Nothing happened, of course, other than my hand touching the cold wall. But inside me, that feeling of I can pass through kept growing. I started dreaming that I was walking down the street and entering shops through their walls, walking among people like a ghost. I'd wake up with my heart pounding hard, more convinced than ever. When I hinted at something like this to my friends, they obviously made fun of me. Ahmed wants to be Kitty Pryde. Are you going to phase through the wall to steal a PlayStation for us? Their words annoyed me, but at the same time, they made me want to prove it to them, and prove it to myself first. The idea transformed from a strange feeling into an obsession, and then into something like an inner certainty, a vague and frightening certainty. But it was there. I had to try. I couldn't live the rest of my life with this doubt. What if I really can? What if this is a special ability inside me, just waiting for me to discover it? The problem was where and how to try. Not at home, obviously. What if I succeeded halfway and got stuck? What if someone saw me? And if I failed and people found out, I'd be a laughingstock. No, it had to be an isolated place. A place where no one knew I was there. A place where I could truly concentrate, and no one would interrupt me or see me if something strange happened. I searched and asked around about abandoned places near the city. I found talk of a very old villa on the edge of the desert, said to be haunted, and no one had gone near it for years. It was the perfect location, remote, deserted, and with a reputation that would make anyone think twice before approaching. This was it. This morning, I told my family I was going out for a work-related matter and would be late. No one suspected anything. I took my car and headed to the place. The road was long and unsettling. With every kilometer I covered, the hesitation inside me grew, and so did the fear. What am I doing? I'm going to throw myself into danger for the sake of a delusion. But at the same time, there was a strange excitement, like someone about to discover a dangerous cosmic secret. I reached the place around late afternoon. The villa truly looked terrifying, dilapidated, windows broken, covered in years of dust and grime, surrounded by a low wall, broken in many places. I parked the car some distance away so no one would see it and walked in. The place was eerily silent. Nothing but the sound of the wind whistling through the crumbling walls. I went inside the villa. The smell of dust and decay hit my nostrils. Dark, even though the sun hadn't fully set outside. I wandered through the empty rooms, floors broken and filled with debris. I was looking for the right wall. A wall that was thick, old, a wall you could feel. I don't know how to describe that sensation, but I was looking for a specific wall. I found it, an interior wall, roughly in the middle of the villa, in a room that might have once been a large living room or hall. A wall that looked solid and ancient, clearly part of the original structure. I stood before it. My heart was about to pound out of my chest. Sweat was drenching me, even though it wasn't particularly hot inside here. The feeling inside me, that feeling of fluidity, was at its peak. I felt like boiling water waiting to evaporate. I slowly raised my right hand. My fingers were trembling. I closed my eyes for a moment and tried to gather all my energy, all my belief in this idea. Logic doesn't matter. Physics doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I will pass through. I have to pass through. I touched the wall, cold and solid, like any wall. But this time I didn't pull back. I kept touching it, concentrating, breathing slowly and deeply, trying to dissolve myself into this wall, trying to imagine my atoms finding their way between the atoms of the old cement and brick. And suddenly something happened. My fingers no longer felt the solid surface. I felt a different coldness, an internal cold, as if my hand had entered crushed ice, but without pain. I slowly opened my eyes. My right hand, almost up to the elbow, was inside the wall. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. The sight was surreal. My hand inside the wall, as if it had entered thick, dark gray jelly. I felt no pain, but a strange pressure, like a viscous resistance. Joy, fear, and amazement hit my mind all at once. I did it. I actually did it, driven by excitement. And without thinking, I pushed myself forward a bit. I wanted to get to the other side. I wanted to complete this achievement. My right shoulder went in, then part my chest. The sensation was the strangest thing imaginable, like sinking into quicksand, but dry and cold at the same time. I could see with my own eyes the wall slowly swallow me. And then everything stopped. I was about halfway through, my entire right side inside the wall, my left side still out in the darkroom, and my body froze in place. I couldn't move forward, nor could I pull back, as if I was suspended in a viscous void inside the wall. I started trying to pull myself back, using my left leg, which was still outside. No use. The part of my body inside the wall felt like cement had suddenly been poured over it. I tried pushing forward with all my remaining strength. Still no movement. I'm stuck, really stuck inside a wall in the middle of an abandoned villa in a remote place. And nobody knows I'm here. Panic started hitting me like a seizure. I'm screaming and shouting, but my voice is muffled in this empty place. I started banging my free left hand on the wall beside me, kicking my foot on the floor. Nothing happens except dust fly around me. I'm trapped, half of me in one dimension and the other half in another, and the wall is the barrier holding me between them. The sensations began to change. The pressure I felt inside the wall is increasing. It's no longer just pressure. There's now like a tingling and a faint pain spreading through my arm, shoulder, and side that are inside. The coldness is intensifying to the point where it hurts. I feel like the wall, like it's pressing on me, trying to expel me or crush me, I don't know. How long have I been like this? An hour? 2 hours? I don't know. Time has lost its meaning. All I feel is the cold gnawing at half of my body, the increasing pressure, and the paralyzing fear. The only thing I still have is my phone. It was in my left pocket, the side that's outside. With great difficulty, I managed to reach with my left hand and take it out. My fingers are trembling, and I can barely hold it properly. The screen glows in the darkness that has begun to deepen into place as the sun sets outside. I'm writing this now while the fingers of my left hand are trembling from terror, cold, and exhaustion. I don't know why I'm writing. Maybe to leave some trace. Maybe so if someone finds this phone, they'll know what foolishness I committed. Maybe to scream at anyone into the void of this Facebook social media space. Guys, if anyone is reading this, I'm in real trouble. I'm in an abandoned villa, in a remote place. I can't describe my exact location, but it's in the direction of he tries to remember details, but his mind is foggy. It doesn't matter. No one will reach me in time. The bigger problem now, my left hand is getting very tired. My fingers are tingling, and I can barely feel them. The phone feels so heavy in my hand. I'm trying to keep hold of it, but it keeps slipping. Each time I grab it again with difficulty. And the battery is at 10%. Oh God, what have I done to myself? Was it a delusion? Was it a real ability that I used wrong? Or was this a trap? A trap from this place or something else? It doesn't matter anymore. Thinking is pointless now. I feel the wall pressing harder. The cold has reached my bones. This right half of my body, I can hardly feel it anymore, just a cold, heavy, aching mass inside the wall. My left fingers are shaking violently. I can't. The phone's so heavy. It's going to fall? Hell,